I want to stress that this red zone is by far the most dangerous zone to try to practice sales. This red zone is only one pretty purple chasm, one pretty purple portion of the chasm, just selling to technology enthusiasts. The reason I colored this diagram inside of 4 Steps to the Epiphany is that the customer development cycle is currently being practiced on the wrong portion of the chasm. So professional salespeople, they will actually die trying to sell to in this portion of the chasm. There's something called startup death spiral. It's startup death spiral. Google it. I have documented. Here are a bunch of URLs to write down for startup death spiral. These are all Steve Blank blog posts. Grab a pen. I'll wait. Bit.ly, bit.ly/s blank 710. S is in Steve, blank, BLANK, B as in boy, LANK 710. bit.ly/s blank 710. That is the definition of startup death spiral. That's when 2 or 3 founders hire a VP of sales. Once you hire a VP of sales, this has been documented time and time again. Scott Rafer documents it. Venture-backed, Todd, his co-founder, My Blog Log. Once you hire a VP of sales, the clock starts ticking on when you as a founder get fired. That's what startup death spiral is the danger of hiring a VP of sales. So when we're talking about this red zone right here, you want to then look at the next Steve Blank article, which is also startup death spiral, which is bit.ly/s blank 711. Because your VP of sales, they're eventually going to get fired because this red portion of the chasm is incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly difficult to sell, and the feedback loop causes VPs of sales to get fired. And once you fire your first one, you are on a ticking time bomb for you as a founder to get fired. And that's why I came up with CS183S. That's why I came up with CS183E for edit, is that you want to practice on a cadaver before you start your own venture-backed startup. The venture money's out there. It's super easy to get, but it's also super easy to get fired. And Startup Death Spiral has a next blog post, which is s blank, bit.ly/s blank 712. So it's 710, 711, 712, and then bit.ly/s blank 713. You should be scared that I memorize these because I'm actually tired of founders getting fired because they had to fire their VP of sales. Why did they fire their VP of sales? Because selling on the left portion of the chasm is incredibly difficult. And when you're a founder, page 99, you should be scared that I'm memorizing pages inside of a book that I read like weeks ago. 4 Steps to Epiphany, page 99. It talks about how founders, a lot of times their first sales attempt is for a startup that they created. Imagine trying to pop your cherry by trying to bang a supermodel. I mean, you don't want to start in the big leagues. I mean, if a YC, VC funded company, a lot of times if they were baseball players, they would want to bat in Game 7 of the World Series with the bases loaded with a 3-2 count. I mean, you want to practice in a batting cage. You want to practice, like my mentor, Augie Garita, says, you want to put in the practice and you want to gain that muscle memory so that way you increase your likelihood of success. And if you have a failure or a seemingly failure, you should maybe be positive about it because maybe you didn't strike out now when you did just strike out. Maybe you struck out in January when you didn't do some of these drills. So I just connected up Coach Garrido from University of Texas, used to be at University of Illinois, with Steve Blank inside of CS183E Edit Lecture 13, which is try to practice and try to not die for my sake. And edit by avoiding startup death spiral. S blank 710, S bit.ly, S blank 711, bit.ly, S blank bit.ly, S blank 713. And I wrote a SQL post which is bit.ly, S blank 714. I wish you lots of luck, and the next we are going to be expanding on the actual interaction for finding a larger chasm and revisiting postmortems and expanding on doing customer development cycle via CS183S lectures 1 through 20, but finding the larger chasm, just setting aside our little pretty purple chasm and going for a much larger and awesome chasm.